All right, gang, it's Theresa and Chris here with the Let's Move Austin show. Theresa, how are
Hello.
you? How is Austin today?
It's fantastic. It's a little cold today, but we're going to make it through. It's a good day to do a podcast.
I think we're like 14 degrees up here in Spokane. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're under 40, so that counts for us.
That's chilly, right?
Yeah.
I want to dive in. Like, this is our first episode of the Let's Move Austin show, and I want to talk about market statistics. What's happening in real estate?
Yeah, I love data, so I have several different things prepared. I thought we'd start by going over the Austin Board of Realtors' latest market statistics.
Yeah.
All right. So in the Austin Round Rock area, we are up 8.5% in year-over-year home sales.
Wow.
So yeah, January's typically, as you know, kind of a slow month in real estate.
Because of the holidays?
Yeah, because of the holidays and, just people have a lot going on.
Yeah.
If they have to move in January, it's not usually anyone's first choice.
Yeah.
The fact that we're up 8.5% year over year is just a really strong indicator of, what our market is doing.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, in my personal business, I moved in December. So I was kind of ready for a slight lull so I could get unpacked and, get my life back on track. My own business, January was incredibly busy. One of the busiest months I've ever had in 17 years of real estate.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So complain about it, but
when I'm a homeowner or a renter or a buyer and I'm hearing sales are up 8.5% year over year, what does that mean to me? Like, what is that? Break that down for me.
Sure.
Well,
Well,
does it matter?
If you're a seller, it depends which side of the arena you're on, right? If you're a seller, it is an indicator that no matter really when, month-wise or season-wise, if you want to sell your home, there's a good chance it's going to sell and that you'll be in the driver's seat for that transaction.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good time to be a seller in Austin, and for more reasons that we'll get into later.
Yeah.
If you're a buyer, it means that there's likely to be, again, no seasonal impact on, your ability to purchase a home. Sometimes buyers are like, oh, well, wait till spring and see what's on the market then.
Yeah.
Conventional wisdom says, there's more on the market in the spring. But what we're seeing here is plenty of activity in January. So it may be nuts by spring.
What's driving that, do you think? Why is there's so much action right now?
Well, thank you for asking. I think there's two major things that I want to hit on. And one is just the outstanding number of jobs that have been added to our economy. We added, according to the Austin Chamber, we added 30,000 net new jobs. Whoa. So not just new jobs, net new jobs. Wow. Mm-hmm. And that was in all of 2017. So they've got those numbers solid.
Wow.
And this matches what I see. When I have clients moving here, they are moving with jobs, good paying jobs, cash in hand, ready to put down substantial down payments. So if you're on a job transfers don't wait. Job transfers are when the company says you're transferred. So I think that's one reason that we're just adding people, adding jobs like crazy. Another reason is our rental market is absolutely insane. So our rents are, the average apartment rent in Austin in 2017 was $1,239 a month.
Wow.
And it's projected to go up 11% every year.
Wow.
So if you've got the money to pay $1,200 or $1,300 a month, because of course that's average, some are even more, it makes sense for those people to start looking at the housing market as far as, being able to build equity and make a purchase.
Is that rental thing happening because of affordability? Like more and more people are renting just because there's been such appreciation in residential homes, or what?
Sure. It's the starter home price range is very, very tough in Austin. A lot of people with, more modest budgets are actually starting right outside of Austin.
Yeah.
Round Rock, Kyle, Cedar Park, Buda. We kind of call that if you know anything about Austin's geography, it's like the whole of the donut.
Okay.
So the whole is Austin. Then this ring around the city is more suburban, more modest pricing.
Right.
So a lot of people, they're moving to Austin for work, but they end up buying in Buda or Cedar Park.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine too, with a lot of people moving in from out of state or even out of Austin, and they don't know where they want to live yet, they may be renting as well.
Absolutely. And they want to see, what part of town they want to commit to. But, we have a really tight supply of apartments. There are not enough apartments for everybody. So when you look at, why are the rents going so high? Well, because they can. They have no problem finding good, solid tenants.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot to navigate when it, like buying a house, especially if people bought one before. You're like, okay, well, the steps are pretty similar. But I think the thing that's different is every market behaves differently depending on supply and demand and inventory and appreciation. And I think navigating that is the important thing to buying and selling right.
I agree. I have clients right now who are selling a home and they want to buy another. So it's a really strategic move because I can sell their home fairly easily. Mm-hmm. There's demand.
Right.
But can I guarantee them that I'm going to get them the purchase they want in this market with multiple offers and prices going over the list price?
Yeah.
It's a lot of moving pieces. You really have to be strategic in how you time putting a house on the market so that the sale can result in a domino that doesn't leave, your client homeless for a couple weeks in between things.
So you really, can you guarantee it? No, but you having done it before definitely have some strategies for how to make that smoother and easier.
Absolutely. And those strategies can vary depending on the client. If the client is got substantial financial strength, one way to do it is to look with a lender for a solution that might be a bridge loan so that they can purchase their new home without having to have the first home sold, and they have a kind of a buffer in between. So their timing isn't so, anxiety causing.
Yeah.
But not everybody can do that, of course.
Yeah.
So there's also ways that we can negotiate lease backs or leases prior to closing. Sometimes I've even helped people, navigate putting their stuff in a pod, which is stored for them. And then they may have, 2 or 3 weeks that they stay at a short-term rental. I mean, the solutions aren't cookie cutter, but there are solutions there.
I think probably the best place to start with that is a conversation. Like if you're thinking about buying or you're selling, you're like, what do I do? Then just a conversation kind of helps figure that out, right?
Right. And I think people in this market, it can be hard for them to believe that there's a solution. Mm-hmm. I hear people, talking, say, on my neighborhood Facebook page, they'd like to downsize, but where would they move to?
Right.
And well, it's a valid concern, but talking to a real estate professional is probably the one to ask, not your neighbors on the Facebook page. Yeah. So sometimes it's a matter of, being in tune to where people's concerns are and being ready for that conversation when they're ready to have it.
I've known you forever, it feels like, but for those that are listening that haven't, how did you learn all this? How long have you been in real estate?
Oh my goodness. I have been in real estate 17 years in 2 different states. So I worked in Washington State where we met, and now I'm in Austin, Texas. Been here 8 years. So I've definitely got my feet under me in the Texas market.
Yeah.
I was previously a franchise holder for a large national company, actually 2 offices with them. So at one time, I think I had over 300 agents under me. And now I have a small, we would call it an independent brokerage, and we have 5 agents and get along really well.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen a lot of different angles on this industry, and you've watched it go from, massive appreciation all the way up through 2007. You also saw it drop completely from 2007 to 2010, 11.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's really important when you're talking about perspective and strategies. Like when you have strategies from somebody who understands the market like you do, or understands what's happening with appreciation and depreciation and all that, I think that's really important. So I'm tooting your horn for you just because I know you won't really do that, but.
Well, thanks, Chris. It does help to have someone who's been through some market shifts and seasonality. And, when you have a large office with a lot of agents, and you're advising them on how to present things to their clients and how to get through, difficult situations.
Yeah.
You take that with you. It's
Right.
under my belt.
Yep. I love it. So if I'm a homeowner and I'm thinking about selling right now, what are some next steps for me? What do I need to do to kind of wrap my head around how to do it?
Well, I think the very first thing, and it echoes what we were saying before, is you need to have a conversation with the real estate professional sooner rather than later. Because if you're going to sell because you're moving out of state, there could be one set of things you need to be aware of. If you want to sell to move to a bigger home or a smaller home or a condo, here in Austin, again, we need to identify what's the likelihood of the inventory being available at your price range, and then kind of work two timelines and mesh them together.
Yeah. Got it. I love it. If people want to reach out to you for that, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
I'm always available by phone. My phone number is 512-297-3442. I usually pick up, or if not, I'll call you right back.
Perfect. I love it too. And you have a website for your brokerage, which is what?
It's www.letsmoveaustin.com.
Perfect.
And there is a way to set up an appointment time online if you go through the website.
Got it. So, like if they didn't already know that you're a wonderful human being by just this conversation, they could browse your website some more and try to figure out more about who you are and what's on your site.
That's correct. I have one of the documents on my site is something I created. It's called 10 Questions to Ask Your Realtor. And so if you are maybe thinking about interviewing realtors, which you should, I would encourage you to check out that document. My answers to the questions are already written on there for you. I try to make it easy for people. It's a big decision, who to hire to sell your home. And it should be someone that you feel is approachable and that they are going to be part of your team, because the homeowner, the realtor, the lender, it's better if we're all working as a team.
Yeah. So good. Theresa, I love it. I'm looking forward to all the other interviews we get to do and the different kind of topics we get to cover, but thank you for your expertise.
Thank you,
and I love the show that you're creating and the way you're serving your community.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.